All right, part 2. I have snacks. Good shit. I'm gonna pour myself a new water, and then we will begin. That's up
So what did you
mango
think
tank.
from your perspective as CFO to fix this problem? It's going to cost a lot of money. It's going to involve creating a new game. It's going to involve keeping the other game still running. Did you think at that time that that was a solid investment, that that's what Square Enix should be doing, or did you think that it was a risky venture?
単純にそこだけ見ると
CFO, right?
ね、すごくリスクの高い話多分一般的には多分なるというふうに思うんですけれども、さすがに当社はねナンバリングタイトルでフラッグシップのタイトルで MMO これだけのタイトルなわけですから、それがこのままサービスが頓挫してしまうというのはこれは非常に将来的にまずいと。これはやっぱり経営上これは非常に大きなダメージを与えるということで、再度作り直しと並行してやるということの投資に関してはこれははっきり言ってやっぱりやるべきっていうか、やらざるを得ないというふうな判断でしたね。ものすごい財務的なリスクがものすごい大きかったですけどね。
Mr. NFT. What does that mean? Oh, is that why he's called Mr. NFT? Yeah, to be fair, if it was called like Final Fantasy Shenanigans, they'd have been like, yeah, let's let it fucking die, bro. But it did have a number after it, so it was a flagship, like you said.
Hello and welcome back to our series on the fall and rise of Final Fantasy XIV Online. We rejoin Yoshida-san and the team at Square Enix at the start of a long adventure, and with players leaving en masse and the clock ticking, it was time for them to formulate a plan. But how exactly do you rebuild an MMO while people are still playing it? Yoshida-san set his eyes on the 2013 launch date for the new version of 14, as he wanted to have the game out for fans within the PlayStation 3's lifecycle. But to do this while still patching 1.0, he would have to create an entirely new MMO in less than half the time of most conservative estimates. So before we get into specifics of what exactly was changed,
I mean, they had the assets at least, right?
So for a moment, we step away from game design and dive into a critically important aspect of video games development that we rarely talk about: project management. Designing an MMO I just imagine the timeline for something like this is at least 5 years for anything. And you're being asked to do it in less than half of that probably. When you're designing games, when we talk to people, so much of it is iterative, that you create something and then you refine it and you brush it and then you look at it again. But you didn't have that luxury. You had to make sure that the version of A Realm Reborn that was coming out at that date was the final package. So did that change the way that you had to set up the team and the way your workflow kind of went?
MMORPG の開発に5年が普通だっていうのはもうちょっと強く言っといてください。まずそのスケジュールトラブルを起こす。
He wanted the big boy points. He's like, yeah, you really need to tell them usual timelines for like 5 years. We fucking did it in 2. Like he needed that. He needed that. Mr. NFT replaced by Mr. NFT Junior. Oh, what, they were trying to do NFTs with like in the game or something? Yeah, not allow NFTs in his baby. Good old Yoshi-P, dude. When does his chadness ever end?
さないためのそのマネジメントの工夫としては、なんだろうな、言い方がちょっと難しいんですけど、ものすごく腕のいい、特に100人に1人しかぐらいしかいないようなプログラマーがたくさんやっぱりいるわけではないので、かつものすごい短い期間で大量のコンテンツやアセットを作らなければいけないので、人がたくさんどうしても並行作業が多くなるとかかってしまう。能力のこの差をある意味高いレベルに合わせるんじゃなくて、低いレベルに合わせるというか、言い方が難しいな。
Common denominator.
平均的なところに合わせるっていうそのマネージメントをすることでリスクをなくすってことをしました。この後ちょっともうちょっと詳しく話します。で、何をしたかというと、とにかく一つのタスク、例えばドラグーンというジョブを作るっていう時に、今言ったドラグーンっていうジョブを作るっていう
it's a single task.
タイトル
Just create
タスクに見える。
Just create the Dragoon job. You go create the Dragoon job. It's not one task. There's no way anyone thought that. That's Kurtas. This or before it was snowy? Before Dalamud. Ah, Dalamud. My bad. Alright, before Dalamud. What is that what I call it? Dalamud. That's gonna be our meme now. When's Dalamud?
けどそうじゃない実際には。何個のドラグーンにはアクションが必要で、そのアクション一つプログラミングするのに、どれだけかかるか。もちろんそのドラグーンの特定のアクションを作るために仕様書も必要だし、仕様書を作った後は実際にそのなんだろう仕様書に例えば時間かかるなら、それを例えば僕に確認依頼が飛んで僕がチェックするのに例えば15分かかる。
15 minutes。
そのぐらい一つのタスクに見えるものを徹底的にもう細かく分解させるっていうちょっとなんだろうな究極のミニマムな管理方法を引いたので、まあ、スタッフは結構ストレスだっただろうなとは思います。でそのさらにシングルタスクに対して最もこのタスクが自分で早く終わると予測される時間。
I can't wait for the cooking stream with Yoshi-P, dude. When we finally land that gig and we get him lined up for a nice little cooking stream on the JustRuss channel. Oh, what a day that's going to be. I think that we have a similar brain, him and I. Obviously, he's way more intelligent, way more of a Giga Chad. Like I won't take that away. The way that he like breaks things down though, and he's like very methodical with it and stuff. He's definitely and like how he's like emotionally connected as well. Is seems similar in that sense. He loves cookies and wine. All right, so I take him cookies and wine, and I say, Yoshi-P, brother man, almighty Lord and Savior, my Giga Chad. How about we do a cooking stream, and we cook from the Final Fantasy cookbook, and it'll be a fucking laugh. We'll have cookies, we'll have wine as we cook, and it'll be a great time, and everyone will be loving it. That's my pitch. Really, I owe Yoshi-P everything. There's a trickle-down effect. Yeah, Yoshi-P saved my stream and the whole game in general.
この時間でこのタスクが完了したら自分を褒めてもいい。逆にこのタスクがこの時間以上かかってしまったら給料をもらう資格がないっていうぐらいその最悪のケースっていうそのミニマムで終わる時間とマックスかかってもこれだけだろうっていう時間を両方申告させてその平均値で基本的にはスケジュールを管理するっていう本当にミニマムマイクロマネージメントマイクロすぎるぐらいのマイクロマネージメントをしてました。それをウィーク最初はウィークでみんなそのやり方に慣れてもらうために毎週1週間でそのマネージメントを回して1週間経つと結果が出るのでさらにそこに個人パラメータ例えば吉田はやたらとミニマムをこう短い時間で申告するけど結局タスクが終わってみるとマックスに寄りがちだなってなった場合は 50% で見積もるんじゃなくてもうその係数をかけて吉田はマックス側に寄るからきっと次の週のスプリントはもうちょっとマックス側に寄るだろうみたいなのをどんどんこうで個人特性までそうやって管理してたので。
So you're talking about like pay into the project or salaries?
ありますけど、まあトイレに行ったりっていう時間も必要だし、あと必ずミーティングやその会議室でのミーティングじゃなかったとしても、スタッフと仕様の打ち合わせを絶対に
you take a lot of toilet breaks.
フェイスとフェイスでやることもあると思うので、1日の稼働は6時間で計算してましたね。その時は全員6時間、8時間では見ない。で大体慣れてきたらそれをまあ2週間スプリントに変えてあとは毎朝必ずスタンドアップミーティングをしてそれぞれのセクションで自分のタスク
So they'd be claiming maximum work time basically. And he'd give them, he'd call minimum and then take the 50% in between, split the difference.
ではこのタスクを入れ替えてこっちを先にやってくれないとこの人が止まってしまうからっていうのをもう全部毎朝やってましたね。だからスクラムの
God, he would scrutinize my streams, wouldn't he?
マネジメント手法のちょっと変形型 ですね。ただ最後に言っときますけど、このマイクロマネージメント普通じゃないのでおすすめしないですよ。2年弱で MMORPG を作る、逆に言うとスタッフにも2年かからず終わるから、このマネージメントだから今は言ってやってもらったものなので、一般的には絶対おすすめしないです。細かすぎます。
I mean, anyone can come in and say, "Oh yeah, we're gonna rebuild the game. Follow me." But he came in with, this huge Excel that had all of these lists of everything on it, what we're going to do here, what we're going to do here, this is when we're going to do them by, and this is what we're going to do here. And to see that, it's like, okay, this isn't just a stopgap type of thing where a president's like, okay,
this is a takeover.
Here, let's just change the leader and hopefully things will, get better. It was an actual, okay, this guy really wants to do this. He has this plan.
Yoshida had them running like a well-oiled machine, so it was time to get to work. First
Let's
things first,
go.
they had to start the rollout of patches for 1.0. But a critical part of the failure of the first game was the poor communications the development team had with their community. So to keep diehard fans on board during this protracted period of redevelopment, they had to be a lot more transparent.
What we explained to players very first is it was failure. Failure. So we need to restart the game. But we at that timing we didn't announce the. Reborn is not announced, but we are going to fix this game. We need more communication. So just list all the changes, plan changes. So some, upper management people doesn't like this because if you show this to the players, player knows what we will do. So, after that, you did this, but you didn't do this, you didn't this. Everyone can check that. So, some people doesn't really like that way, but when Yoshida-san and myself are discussing how we deal with the community, but what we need to do is to establish the trust.
確かに、今の14のそのユーザーベースから見れば当時のユーザーベースはものすごい小さかったと思う、今と比較すれば。ただ、メディアの皆さんからもそのプレイヤーからもそのファイナルファンタジー14はもうダメだ、むしろなんであんなダメなゲーム遊んでるの君たち、どうかしてるんじゃないのって言われながらも、いやファイナルファンタジーシリーズだから絶対何とかしてくれるはずだ、いやこれはこれで僕らは楽しんでるからほっといてくれ、その11だって最初の頃はいろいろあったけど、きっと良くなるはずって言って数はもちろん今と比較したらすごく小さいそのコミュニティだったかもしれないけど、誰よりもスクエアエニックスやファイナルファンタジーのことを応援してくれている人たちだったので、この人たちを無視するんだと多分この先もうファイナルファンタジーはダメだろうと。
Do you think there's anyone who's like, I can't believe they released A Realm Reborn, the game was perfect before it? No, literally no one. Literally not a single person. Me. Okay. Also known as actually just like, yeah, me. Fuck FF14 ARR. I want the original. There's one private server for 1.0 Final Fantasy XIV, and it's just created, run, and only played on by also known as Echi. Preach said it too. He wants to try Classic 1.0. I definitely could see Preach playing it. Maybe there is a private server somewhere. Recently asked if he'd make Classic, and he responded, "Nightmare." Nightmare. Just to see how bad it was. Yeah, exactly. It's like you want to see if the rumors are true kind of thing. Like, you believe the people that say it was bad, but you're like, but how bad? I mean, I bet there was like some parts of it where you're like, oh, it's so scuffed, it was nice kind of thing. But watch 1.0 Ifrit. Okay, let me write that down. So no jumping was, when was the last time you actually jumped? To be fair, when is the last time you guys jumped? I can't remember the last time I actually like jumped, apart from like a burpee or like a star jump, like a jumping jack or whatever, right? Yeah. Dragoon. Yeah, but like I think they meant in real life, right? Like when you jump, unless you're like a high jumper or something.
思ってたので、むしろ何よりも大切にしなきゃいけない部分だっていうのが最も大きい理由。それは何億円使おうが回収できない 後でコストだと思うので、信頼ってそういうことなのかなっていうふうに会社にもプレゼンテーションしましたし、僕もそう思ってたから。
Yeah, it's worth taking a loss on it, right?
あともう一つやっぱり大きなポイントは、本当にファイナルファンタジー14がリバンプしてその大逆転するためには絶対に彼らの力が必要だっていうことももう一つ重要な意味を持っていると考えてました。
Next, Yoshida split his team in half, some working on the new version of 14 and others working on the updates to 1.0, what he called the guts version of the game.
I'm not going to go into
so much
it. Obviously, I was kidding.
Fixing, where do you even start?
まず一番最初にやらなきゃいけないと思ったのは、インターフェースをとにかくなんて言うんだろうな、最低限遊べるように正直本当申し訳ない話なんですけど、僕最初にやっぱりオリジナルの14触った時にインターフェースがあまりにもなんだろう、ひどすぎて話にならない。だって PC バージョンしか出てないのにゲーム。
So was it they said they wanted to ship it onto PS3 within its PS3's lifetime, right? Was it not on PS3 before ARR? Or was PS3 not out then? They explain? Okay, it was on PS2. And then they wanted to take it off PS2 and put it onto PS3 with ARR, yeah? 1.0 was PC. Wait, it required a controller. So I think same thing with FF11, right? Like you guys said there was a mod to get it working with a mouse and keyboard, but PC only, but with a controller. Interesting, okay.
パッドがないとまともに遊べない。
Oh yeah, it's required for you to have a controller.
聞いたことがない、そんな PC ゲーム。マウスキーボードでまともに遊べないゲームなんか見たことがなかったので、いくらそのコンテンツを作ろうが、ジョブを作ろうが、インターフェースがダメだったら、コンテンツの面白さに到達する前に人はゲームをやめてしまうので、とにかくインターフェースを直さないとゲームにならないっていうふうに考えたので、一番最初にすごい丁寧に取り掛かったのはやっぱりインターフェースの改修っていうところですね。僕最初にプレイした時5分ぐらいでやめちゃいましたもんでもね、笑い話でクイットの仕方が分からなくて、ウィンドウの右上にある×ボタンを押そうとしたんですよ。で押したら、このままゲームを終了するとデータがセーブされない可能性があります。それでもよろしいですかってダイアログが出るのね。
Mom, I can't save.
よくないでしょって。いや、僕はエンジニアだから、
So he hadn't played it then.
書き込んでるからそんなわけないじゃんって思ってるんですけど、万が一のことがあるから多分出てるんですよ、そのダイアログ。でも意味がわからない。そうなるともう怖くて押せないですよね。なんだこれでノーって押すとまたゲームにいるわけでしょ。 X を押すダイアログでしょ。
You can never log
どうやってクイ
out.
ットするんだよこのゲーム。
Interface isn't sexy. It's not something you tend to hear
Yeah,
on about.
you don't want to be like, well, I don't want to potentially lose save progress. You don't actually lose anything, but because it's there, you're like, oh, well, I can't quit. So how do I get out? Like, maybe I need to go like lie in the inn or do this.
Coverage, because really, when it's done correctly, you're not supposed to notice it. So when the early patches for the game concentrated on interface and quality of life updates, much of the community began to get frustrated. The team needed to fix it quickly, so Yoshida employed the help of a Square veteran, one of the developers, on that original 1.0 task force.
はい、皆川博と申します。ファイナルファンタジー14ではユーザーインターフェースの、設計デザインとあとアート的なビジュアルの方も担当しています。よろしくお願いします。今47歳なんですけれども、25の時に入社したので、もう22年経ちますね。当時はまだスクエアエニックスがスクエアという会社だったので、ですね、ファイナルファンタジータクティクスの、アートディレクターを担当していました。
You guys have talked about Final Fantasy
普段は少ない情報、なるべく少ない情報やシンプルな表示を心がけているんですけれども、今回はカスタマイズ性というか、よりツール的な考え方でいろんなプレイヤーがそれぞれ自分の好きなカスタマイズができるようなことを普段よりも強く意識してます。まあやはりバトルがテンポのスピーディーなテンポのゲームなので、カーソルフォーカスを十字キーで動かしながら決定するっていう そういう操作性ではちょっとゲームにならないだろうというところがあったので、かなり最初の頃にクロスホットバーというアクションを選択するインターフェースを考えたんですけれども、ただこのインターフェース自体は割と昔から他のゲーム
How was the combat in FF11? How did it work then? Was it like it was back and forth slow, but it wasn't turn-based though, was it? So it was like FF14 but without like the OG CDs and without the auto attacks and stuff like that. So it must have been way different because now you're making like you can attack as fast as you can input essentially after the global cooldown obviously. And like Final Fantasy games before that point, I guess traditionally had pretty much all been turn-based except maybe 11. Cast spells you go through a menu. Oh wow. Really? Jesus Christ. Yeah, that sounds clunky as fuck. No keybinds, but you could make macros. Right. Interesting.
で自分自身作ったり使ったりしていたものだったので、絶対それでいけるだろうなという思いはありました。なので実はそこはあまり苦労していなかったりします。
So this guy's kind of goated.
例えば表現方法が変わると必ず僕はこっちの方が良かったっていう話は来るんですね。例えばインベントリーは以前はテキストで表示されていたんですけれども、アイコンになると当然なんか似ていてよくわからないとか、なので両方欲しいっていう話は受けて、両方作るのは大変なんだよなっていうそういうところがありました。
Yeah, the tooltip.
今でも ARR のリリース
Because before you just had to imagine what it looked like, right?
積み残しの仕事リストみたいなのがあるんですけれども、2年以上経って今入るみたいな機能もたまにあったりします。
でもう一つはバトルシステムをとにかく変更しないとコンテンツが作れない。つまりあまり良くないバトルシステムをベースにして、コンテンツを作ったとしてもコンテンツが面白くならない。だから順番としてはインターフェースを修正しながらバトルシステムを変更してやっとその先にコンテンツを作るっていうのが、順番としては僕は真っ当だと思う。当時のバトルシステムも当時は15人でパーティーが組めてあって、でしかも
You need the foundation with the UI, right?
マジックポイント MP の管理っていうものがほぼなかったので、当時のファイナルファンタジーで最強の回復魔法だったケアルガーっていうスペルをずっと連打してても MP がゼロにならない。延々ケアルガーして
Heals.
で他の魔法いらないよね。じゃあとにかく当時は15人で一つのモンスターを殴りまくって回復しまくってっていうすごい大雑把なゲームだったので、これを戦略的なバトルシステム計算式に変えていかないとコンテンツが面白くならない。だから UI を直しながらバトルシステムを変更して、でそれらの準備をしながら最も重要だと思ってたのはファイナルファンタジーエレメントっていうものをとにかく入れていくことっていうのが次の
So like the 1.0 battle system, was it closer to FF11's kind of combat, and then that's why they redid it, or was it kind of like an in-between? Sounded like it was a little bit of an in-between, yeah. It's like one step up kind of thing. Oh, it was menu-based as well, right? So then they were like, all right, we need to make a UI basically, and then we can drag and drop the spells into UI, and then you can. And they obviously wanted to take it off controller only as well, right?
というか最も大きな課題だっていうふうに思ってます。
No specific jobs?
ジョブもなかった。
Oh, everyone just had
ブラックメ
everything?
イジもいない。ホワイトメイジもいない。これはファイ
You
ナル
just
ファンタジ
dragged
ー
on
な
what, you just use what you want?
チョコボに乗れるわけでもないし、イフリートは出てきてるけど戦えないし、一体何なんだ
It
この
made
ゲ
its
ーム。
appearance, but you couldn't fight it.
だから僕らがコンテンツとして入れていかなきゃいけなかったのはやっぱりイフリートやそのガルーダ、いわゆる召喚獣って一般的に呼ばれてるものとのボスバトルを入れていかなきゃいけないと思ったし、チョコボに乗れないなんて
Got the chocobos in there.
話にならないからチョコボちゃんと乗れるようにしなきゃいけないし、何よりジョブがないのも FF じゃない。少なくとも僕は FF だと思わないので、だったらジョブをちゃんと入れていこうっていうところが でもそれもやっぱりさっき言ったようにインターフェースとバトルシステムが直ってなければいいものにはならないので、まあだから回収をやりながらきちんと仕様を作ってそれを一つずつクリアしていくっていうのを中盤以降は続けて、そこからやっぱりグッドゲームの評判はやっぱり
get some positive reception
プレイヤー
going.
もずっと増え続けていったので少しずつですけど、あれは僕らもすごい励まされましたね。やっぱりちゃん
And
と
that's on still before
みん
ARR,
なプレイ
right?
をしてくれ
They
る
were like winning back
数
the
字の上からもよく見えたの
public
で、当時の
the
7つ
market.
一気にリリースされた7つのジョブ、
Look up.
パッチナンバーは忘れちゃったけど7つのジョブがいっぺんに実装されたんですけど、たった一人のゲームデザイナーが作ったんで。
The team had their sights set on what needed to be changed and how they were going to do it. For the first time in years, they were feeling hopeful, and even better, players were finally starting to respond with positivity. But right as they were settling into this new reality and finding their rhythm, disaster struck.
Uh-oh.
For 6 minutes, Japan shook. A 9.0 earthquake had struck 200 miles northeast of Tokyo, and a resulting tsunami devastated coastal regions. What followed was a humanitarian and infrastructural disaster that can be barely comprehended. While the country rallied to help those affected, Tokyo suffered aftershocks and frequent electrical blackouts. I asked Yoshida-san if he'd like to share how this had affected the team.
まあ東京もそうは言ってもすごい揺れたので、やっぱりまあ当日はね、会社に泊まった方が
I remember seeing that actual footage at the time.
帰らないでずっとニュースを見てるっていう人たちもいたし、やっぱり東北に家族とかね親戚とかいるスタッフも当然いたので、まあもう正直言うともう開発どころではなかったのは確かにそうです、で開発なんか優先すべきじゃないと思うので、
Morale would have
みんな
been fucked.
開発者の前に人なので、
Yeah.
まあ日本中電力が足りなくなっていたので、まあ本当に些細なのかもしれないけどサーバーを全部落とそう、まあ少しでも協力できることがあればっていうことで、プレイヤーの皆さんにも申し訳ないんですけど、サーバーを一定期間止めますっていう話をして、そんな時期でしたね。
Yeah, it's a tough one because like powering down the servers might be some people's escape, as like they might escape by playing the game as well, right? So it's a really tough call to make. It's like they wanted to show their support, you know, and give their, you know, not take the power up so that other places in Japan can use the power, right? But also like some players probably wanted to like escape from shit going on in their real life by playing and stuff. So it's pretty tough. Pretty tough call. It's a nice like sentiment though.
サーバーの稼働を再開してからプレイヤーの方からまあお手紙をいただいたりしたんですけど、エオルゼアの中で遠くにいる友達の無事が確認できた、エオルゼアがあったから電話も通じない、連絡の手段がなかったところ、エオルゼアの中にログインしてきてくれたことで、無事だったっていうのが分かった。逆にその周りの人たちの情報っていうのも分かったっていうお話をいくつかいただいて、まあ電力が足りなければね、当然そのサーバーなんて落とせばいいかなと思うんですけど、そうじゃない限りは続けるっていうことも、エオルゼアを維持しておくっていうことも一つのなんかサポートなのかなって思った機会でもありましたね、その時は。だから続けてくれてありがとうって言われたんですよ、そのファイナルファンタジー14を。開発で、まああとは最も大きかったのは、実はイフリートの次に戦うボスはリヴァイアさんの予定で、リヴァイアさんをかなりの速度で作ってたんですけど、とてもじゃないけどリリースなんかできないっていう話で、だからイフリートの後モーグリが実装されているのはそれが理由ですね。急いでモーグリを作り直したというか企画し直したので。
Did they change the fight itself? Like they obviously didn't release it when it was scheduled, right? Did they change the fight on top of that as well? Like maybe some abilities and stuff? So then they were like, all right, well, we can't release this, so we'll put a Moogle Moogle boss in. Yeah, they rushed another fight. I still think that's the right call though. They rushed another fight on, like, you know, maybe both were like less good, or maybe Leviathan became better later because it had more time as well. Yeah, true. Fighting a big Moogle, it's just like, oh, Kupo. Whereas, like, yeah, you wouldn't want to put a sea serpent in. Yeah, it's a happy fight.
ことはなかったですよ。みんなやっぱりそれぞれのそのあの時期まあ会社に来れない人たちもまあ何日か会社も休みにしてるんで、ただどっちかっていうとその自分たちにできることをやろうっていうみんな感じだった。そうじゃあ全員で福島に行って何か僕らが活動することって意味があるのか。あれだけたくさんの人たちが押しかけてる中で、だったら僕らはそのなんだろう、彼らが落ち着いた時にゲームを楽しく遊べるように、僕らは結局ゲーム作るしか脳がないので、まあゲームを作り続けるのが結局何よりなのかもっていう、こういう話はしなかったですけど、みんなそういう感じで復帰してきてましたよ、仕事に。
Dark times. The Violence signature move is Tsunami. Fucking hell, yeah. Yeah. Did they keep that? They kept the signature move, even though... Like, how long afterwards did they release the Leviathan then? It released 4 months after. Right, and that was after ARR then, I guess, as well.
Over the coming months, the team would release patch after patch for 1.0. 1.17 introduced 8-player parties and more stable network infrastructure. 1.18 dropped in June 2011 and was a huge patch that made the game much more playable. Level caps lowered for story quests. It added grand companies, class adjustments, instance dungeons, and auto attack. Yes, would you believe this game still didn't have auto attack?
Wait, this game
more user-friendly map interface, and also scrapped the controversial fatigue
I thought it was
system.
11 that didn't.
And so we need to take this concept that Yoshi-san has created, make it fit with the current world, write stories around it, make the transition seem seamless, and then in the new world, make it so that there's still some connection with that old world.
Wait, is this spoilers? She has a daughter.
By those core players, but won't alienate new players. It won't be something like, oh, you didn't play that old, you know, the stuff in 1.0, so you're going to be completely lost. Because we don't want to do that either. We want to get new players to come that didn't play the original one, and we don't want to have them have to play the original to understand this one. And so trying to work the story that way was, you know, it was challenging, but it was a lot of fun. We got to try a lot of things.
But still putting nods into the old
especially on the 1.x stuff, because in a sense,
no
it would
way.
only be released, seen for a few months, and then it would be gone forever. And so, on one hand, that's really exciting because we can do whatever we want. We can create these crazy stories.
Oh shit!
These crazy characters.
The boy.
All of these crazy, in all these crazy situations, and go, you know.
But on
the other hand, we're working day and night on something that only a few thousand people are going to see and will be gone in 6 months. I really think, I mean, I look back at it now, I think we did a lot of our best work during that one point. And it's sad that no one is ever going to see that. Maybe, you know, there's some videos up on YouTube where people can still go back and check them out. But a lot of, you know, some of the best.
They were literally just putting all their hard work into a void
during that 1.x period, because it was pretty much no holds barred. Anything can happen. We had like crazy cults, and you had like, you know, people from the Garlean Empire.
I like
there
his
was
crown.
Like propaganda, giant dragons and
Gobu Snowman.
It was just anything goes in type of situation there, and it was just.
That's kind of cool. They could literally make like the wackiest, craziest, stupidest shit, because they were like, it's all gonna get fucking washed away in 3 months time anyway. So they're just like, this could be a funny little thing, and that could be a funny little thing. But in the meantime, he was also working on ARR as well at the same time, right? It's cool.
Really a lot of fun.
1.19 signified the 1-year anniversary. Players finally got personal chocobos, and in the distance, one light in the night sky burnt slightly brighter, a sign of things to come.
At the very first time, it was just some rumor between players. Oh, is it getting bigger? No, I don't think so.
This was also when Square Enix announced that
they just slowly made it get bigger
without saying anything, and that
That's
current
so
players
good.
would receive copies of it for free. They also announced that players' character data and
Is this
progress
Majora's
would
Mask?
be transferred to this new version, what they were then calling version 2.0. A roadmap for patches was outlined, and it was announced that monthly fees would be reinstated as of January
Is the almond
2012.
getting
As an
bigger?
incentive for players to keep playing while the fees were introduced, they announced Legacy Campaign, which rewarded players who paid for at least 3 months of service with permanently reduced monthly fees. Those players would also get an exclusive Chocobo mount, while as a thank you for their support during the redevelopment,
tattoo.
their names would be featured in the credits of the new game.
Oh, that's cool.
で2011
The
年
character names.
10月14日
Imagine you're called like Butt Sniffer. It's just like, thank you, special thanks to Butt Sniffer. Ah, good times. It's like Mother Miyune told me not to put a stupid name in the book. You still get a discount, really? Sniffer. Butt Sniffer? Me? Couldn't be.
そのレームリボーンっていう14を全く新しいゲームとして作り直してますっていう発表を同時にすることでどうなこのままアップデートしていくんじゃないの一体どうなるのこの先楽しかったですよ
1.2 was the final patch of 2011. It saw all the servers renamed, while the moon Dalamud now seemed larger in the sky.
Get it right, it's Dalmud.
1.21 came in March 2012, introducing a new job system
Flip it
and
and
2
ship
new
it.
dungeons. 1.22 followed in April. Dalamud grew closer, and now some players are beginning to have
Now they've
nightmares.
definitely seen
Ominous
it.
dreams greet players
Almond?
who log into the game while at an inn. The community all the while trying to figure this out. Is the moon going to destroy the world? Then how will player data be saved in 2.0? They wouldn't have to wait long for answers. That
They're like,
summer,
is it
a
Moon gonna
trailer
destroy the world?
revealed that
Nah.
2.0 would be titled A Realm Reborn, and Yoshida-san conducted numerous interviews
Then they
explaining
knew.
the future of the game and the features players can expect.
Red
On
dot.
September 12, 2012, the final patch for 1.0 was released. The game updates to 1.23b, and with it comes an
Look how
enormous
big it is.
Dalamud. Its mechanical outer shell now in full view. Players now
Ooh.
realizing that this world didn't have long left.
This
On
is an
November 1st,
egg.
2012, a final in-game battle began. Square Enix made entry free for the final week of the game, while a haunting song can be heard playing on the wind across the entire realm. While the server struggled to deal with the load, players got together with their friends one last time, as the development team in Japan spammed enemies outside capital cities. One group of players outside of Golda has become
Whoa.
legendary, attempting to protect the city with what we now call the Great Gobu Wall.
The Great Gobu Wall. Dalmund will never get through there.
Right before Dalmud hit Elzir, we had to do some chaotic situation to the existing world. So what we decided to do is to spawn the strong enemies at the near the main cities. Even when I popped the very strong, Manticore or the Mobile or the giant monsters,
Well, that's a huge cannon.
players kill instantly. Right. Yeah, instantly. Yeah,
Whoa,
just
what was that
snaps
tower?
off.
That was cool.
Oh,
With the dragon dead on top.
So
Looked like
you killed my monster again. So what we
Zonin,
can
wow.
do is
Dragon
just keep spawning
Spite.
the lots
Dragon
of
Blight.
monsters, and then in very late
End
night
time.
when I was doing, keep spawning the monsters. The one
Alright, my
program
bad,
just,
sorry.
I've never
My
talked
bad for
to him
asking,
before,
sorry.
but just coming down to my desk and then just give me a bit of paper with some numbers, which numbers I can understand. This is the
dragon?
number of the
What
certain
sword?
monster.
Okay.
I can type in so that I can spawn a very new, stronger monsters. Oh, thank you very much. It's the program. So that was a very fun moment.
You're like playing God.
I saw something. All right.
At first, I felt like God. Hey, players!
The Great
come and beat my
Gobu Wall.
monsters. But no. I was very weak God.
They were God.
Yeah, they were God.
So it was then,
I like that
on
guy.
Sunday, November 11th, 2012, just over a
Damn.
year after Final Fantasy XIV was originally launched, with
Only a
Dalamud
year?
hanging in the sky, that the servers were finally turned off. And as they did, a trailer dropped, showing players what was to
Sid.
become of their old home.
That's where I saw him. Oh, baby. Is this a good time to watch the Last Moments video? Chills.
Well, I mean, it's pretty simple. I mean, you had something that not a lot of people like.
All right, let's watch the video. Let's watch the other video. This is a good time, right? We won't watch the whole thing. It's like 27 minutes, but I'll skip through to kind of see what's going on. Oops. Let's just have a little look around. Yeah, that's awesome, Karneth. Grid gang. Grid gang. Was it just rumbling the whole time? There it is. Behind the tree. Oh my god. And Answers is playing as well. Oh shit, that is chills. Oh my god, it's so eerie. Why is there no one around? Yeah, where are the people? What? Oh, there's a couple people. And that's NPCs. Is this the first time you ever heard Answers? In, like, it not played before, so it's just playing eerily. And then it comes in the trailer, right? Oh, that is sick. Oh, big boy. Yeah, I guess everyone was gathered in like on a hilltop or something. So is this what do you call it? The snow zone, right? What's it called? Ishgard. Poethas. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Alright, now he's gonna go find the mates. Hey look, here we go, we got Holomac Imperial. Wait, was that an NPC? Oh, that's an enemy. The combat! No way! Oh, get rolled! Oh my god, his health bar. Okay, alright, that was a big one. That was a big one. Oh my god. Goodbye, mate. Alright, let's... Ooh. We've got Dragoon POV here. Yeah, RuneScape combat. I'm not seeing things, guys. Is that end time? Nightmare. What sword? Sorry. I'm blocking it out. I'm blocking it out. It's fine. Just a skybox, bro. Alright, where's he off to? He's showing it to me in really full view here. The thunder lightning. So I guess there was like was there forums for this game and you could organize like where everyone was gonna go like see off the servers and stuff? Showing me what? Oh yeah, it's just the empty sky and the thunder and lightning. God, there's no mounts, there's no sprint. Man, it's slow. It is slow. Unable to jump. Whoa, weird looking rock. It's not like it's getting closer and it's really trying to show me it. Ah, why is he looking into the sky? I don't see Dalman. Probably a bug. Dragoon with no jumps, no backflips. Yeah, honestly, it's like not stuttering or anything. Alright. So I'm not supposed to know that. Whoa! I see nothing. Almond milk. Fucking Star Wars up in here. What's that? Big gate. Oh shit, so everyone's gathering up here now. Alright. It's obviously in code with us. My bad. Écoute-moi. This is French servers. Where's snow? Fucking hell, that combat's loud. What? What did you say? Alright, this looks like a good bit. Oh, wait, it's getting more glowy later into the evening. So did it happen at midnight on the dot then? Or did they know exactly what time it was happening? Or were they just like walking around like they didn't actually know something was happening this day? Oh yeah, because they said there was a release date, right? Almond, come down. Alright, here's your boy again. Roivus. Oh, he's big and glowy here. That Limsa. It's pronounced Ligma. My bad. What a banger. Oh, look, here come the ships. Yeehaw, Limsa Laminser. Alright, here we go. We got people gathering up. We're chilling with it. Babu. What's this? A mount? No, you didn't have mounts, did you? Wait, then how do they have the Gobus? Oh, you just couldn't ride chocobos. Would it fight by your side, but you couldn't ride it? Right, yeah, because this guy's riding a Gobu. Man, imagine though, right? The ARR cinematic plays, and it's like you're going from this graphics to the ARR cinematic, which looks so good. Here they are. Look at the boys. This is the entire player base of 1.0. You ain't wrong. Yo! There are dozens of us! Dozens! Yeah, these are the pioneers. The people that paved the way for a brighter future for the rest of us by continuing to play the game. Yeah, I hope they're still playing. I mean, their names are in the credits, so they'll forever be remembered. This isn't Coils. These are the true warriors of light, guys. The originals. We are just cheap remakes. Yeah, those who walked before in the light of the crystal. Yo, Queren. Mad Pro, thank you for the follow. Wooden Dave still playing. I wonder if anyone from this video will ever come into the stream. Don't just say I'm in this video, guys. Don't just say me smile. Okay. Like I wonder if anyone genuinely would be in here. Not now, but like someday, you know? Me, not me. Me, it's me. I am. Yeah. I'm sure you guys are all in this video. Like, there's more people putting a smiley face in the chat right now than there are that I can see on my screen right here. That's me. Look at them fireworks. Dude, imagine their whole inventory and bags just gonna get destroyed and all their armor. In the video, but I played. Yeah. We had a few people that played back in the day. Here right now. I'm in this. Oh, yeah. Is it a good thing or a bad thing if you're in the video? All right, where's the almond milk? I want to see like the moment the cinematic plays. Is it getting bigger like right now? I can't tell. I feel like it's not. I feel like it's just a lightning effect below it. There's no like in-game clock. It says 15:10, but it's ticking slower than it takes a second to pass. So I'm very confused. And there's no like local time I can see. Oh, and that's the servers going down. Rip. And then this plays. Oh. Brave soldiers. The brave soldiers. Yeah, imagine being there. The pioneers, thank you guys. Thank you for playing and sticking through original 1.0. Limsa, Olda, Gradania. I know all the stuff now. I didn't know it the first time I watched this. The Empire. Lydia in our mount. Your boy. Don't know who he is. Warrior Chad. That isn't Curious Gorge, is it? I mean, he had the same armor, but maybe I don't know that guy yet. I feel like Curious Gorge was the bigger guy. Maybe just same armor. Oh wait, we have ads. Okay. Sorry. Ads gone. All right, I took it back a little bit so that we could relive it, guys. All of Diamonds. Just pretend the ads didn't happen. I think this is about where we got to. Whoosh! What a fucking tank! Donk. And now ready? Dolman's coming. Where is the DPS? Really? Just Paladin. Bosh. Ooh, a little spinach. Whoosh. Sid. Daddy. Look up. What sword? It shot out the goddamn sword, man. It's an egg, guys. Here he comes. We know where the sword went. Oh, baby. And he just blew the entire thing up, dude. Damn. Here he comes. He's gonna do that summon at LB3. There it is. kilometer wingspan. And now they're just like, well, we're fucked then, mate. Yeah! Mage Man. Let's go. He is a big boy. Let's go, Grandpa. Whoosh. Damn. He got like fucking caged in. He didn't get too much uptime, to be fair. Farmer. But it's still blowing everything up. I wonder where he goes. I guess we'll find out in coils, right? We'll find out what happens. Like he's just caged up somewhere. Oh, yo, Sai. The timing. The fucking timing, dude. Wait, no. Lonely night drive, sad hours. We're not up to that point yet. On the end of that trailer, it didn't have the like the second part where it says about Realm Reborn. You just get fucking teleported away, and then it's like, yep. And then everyone's just like, huh? What? No shot. Damn. Yeah, game's done. Game's over. Fuck. Well, I guess it is what it is. So I guess now we'll watch part 3 of the NoClip. Oh, I didn't finish part... Oh, yeah, we didn't. We were looking at Happy Koji. Oh, right, okay. We got part 2 to finish. Nice. Good call, guys.
So rather than, you know, just taking that and doing it over and just reimagining it, why not destroy that and start over? If we leave too much of that original core there, then it will just linger on as that kind of cancer that, you know, will always bring us back to that failure.
Yeah.
Why not just
the constant reminder?
But on the other hand, and this is where, you know, things kind of got complicated, is that, you know, no matter how bad the reviews were and how many people bought the game but then left the game, there was still this core of players in both Japan and, you know, Europe, North America, that were passionate about the game. In the state that it was, they were
R.I.P. Oceania.
Passionate about
Rip the data centers on Oceania
that they had created and were now living in this MMO. And so, you know, it would have been easy to just say, okay, bye guys, you know. But if you do that, then you've basically alienated the only group that stuck with you, you know, for all of those years, when everyone else is slamming the game. And
yeah, they
about
need
how
some
bad
recognition.
Those guys were troopers. They would go on the forums.
Pioneers.
You know, the development team, when you know, a lot of times we didn't deserve defending. So that idea to wipe the slate clean, but not make it something completely new, make it something that was connected in some way to that, to, you know, the old game. The decision made by Yoshida-san to, okay, let's, you know, bring down Dalamud, destroy the planet, destroy the realm, but then bring it back. Figuring out a way to
and then incorporate it into all the storyline
within the current story. Make it feel natural. Make it feel like that was always the plan.
They did it well. They did it really well.
The team at Square Enix had worked themselves to the bone, not only recreating Final Fantasy XIV in a Realm Reborn,
part of the plan
but also
from the
dedicating
beginning.
time and money to ensuring that 1.0 players felt part of that story. The moon, Dalamud, had crashed into the world of Eorzea. That world was gone forever. And only one question remained. What was going to rise out of its ashes?
A phoenix! What's a diamond? I only know diamond. Good part, good part. Now we got part 3, baby. It's a vibe. So the tattoo and the chocobo and stuff that you get from 1.0, is that only on characters made in 1.0, or is it on like your account? So if you make a new character, I guess not, because that wouldn't have been a Warrior of the Light that was around at that time, right? So if you ever lost that character, you've lost it. Yeah, character specific. Could you only have one character? Or could you have, like, if you had like multiple characters, could you have multiple characters that have tattoos now? Part 3, guys. Part 3. Subtitles. Part 3, baby. A new world.
Welcome to the final part of our fantastical tale. We sit on the eve of the rebirth of Square Enix's new world. Almost exactly 3 years after the original catastrophic launch, Eorzea was going to be getting a second chance. But this time, everybody knew it wasn't going to be getting a third.
No fucking up now. You cannot fuck this up. Oh, and they didn't, right, guys? They didn't.
Once Dalamud had struck, Yoshida-san moved the 1.x patch team into the main team working on A Realm Reborn, taking lessons from contemporary MMOs, feedback from players over the 1.x phase, and elements that worked
there's
from
no
the
way they
original
showed
MMOs, feedback from
they
players
showed retail out.
Working on A Realm Reborn, taking lessons from
This is, what's this? Level 90. Was that Mop? I mean, Mop was actually pretty solid, actually, to be fair. That's WOD? Wasn't WOD 85? Oh, XP bar at 90. I see now. It's level 90, and then they still have an XP bar. Right, yes. So it's WOD, yep. You're right.
Contemporary MMOs, feedback from players over the 1.x phase, and elements that work from the original version, they crafted a modern Final Fantasy XIV set in a vibrant world that reflected the energy of the franchise. And for Yoshida-san and some other members of the team, this was going to be a very public thing, as they took the short train ride from the office in Shinjuku to Shibuya to take part in a very special launch event.
New day, new shirt.
渋谷のイベントへ向かうために朝電車に乗ってた。で少しリハーサルを当然やらなきゃいけないので、少し早めに家を出て、いよいよ発売日かって思いながらその電車に乗っていたらちょうどそのドアの近くに立ってたんですよ。そしたらそのドアの僕は右側に立ってたんだけど、左側に立っていた男の子、多分大学生ぐらいだと思うんだけど、緑の綺麗な男の子がすっと僕のとこに寄ってきて、小声で「吉田さんですよね」本当に発売おめでとうございます」
That's so cute.
プレイヤーですって言われたんですよ。でそんな状況でそのイベントを始めて、でみんなでそのここまで来る話をステージでしていて、最後マイクが当たってきて話をしようとしたら、その朝そう言われた
Story time with Yoshi-P
ことをちょっと思い出しちゃって、いやいろいろあったなって思ったら、言葉に詰まっちゃった瞬間にその来てたプレイヤーたち、お客さんたちがこう頑張れっていう。
He's a real human being.
もう昨日もちょっと話したように MMO って発売してもそれがゴールじゃないスタートなので、なんかあんまり感傷に浸ってる暇なんて本来ないんだけど、思わずこうプレイヤーにこう頑張れって言われたせいで泣けてきちゃって、恥ずかしかったですね。
運営を続けていこうと思います。本当にありがとうございます。そしてこれからもどうぞよろしくお願いします。
Well, Toddler, thank you for the follow. Almost 3 years after its original launch, A Realm Reborn was released on August 27th. And when did it shut down the servers? Was it August the 9th or something they said? Disastrous 2013. A loss of around $105 million. What did it say there? They couldn't afford another failure. Banger.
Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn is a great MMORPG experience on both PC and PlayStation 3.
Let's go!
Grounded in tradition and learning from the lessons of the games that preceded it, it thrives on the strengths of its excitingly varied and flexible class system and highly mobile
Remember
combat.
the GameSpot review?
The game's rough launch is mostly over, but you still might
The
have
old
to
one?
contend with login errors. This is, by and large, a very good, massively multiplayer game, filled with lots of stuff to do, gorgeous vistas to behold, and lots of adorable narrative touches.
The challenge ahead for
Better than the old GameSpot review, which was steaming pile of fucking dog shit. Don't buy. 4.1.
Square is to achieve the delicate balance of questing, dungeons, and fates
Lots
for
of
the
stuff to
second
do.
half of the leveling process, as well as it has the first.
8.6.
Considering the stunning reversal of fortune that Square has
Heavy
achieved
replay
here,
value.
It seems like anything is possible.
Let's go,
So what was it like
Koji.
then on your end after, you know, years of working on this game, having the launch, basically being required to work on two separate games at the same time, patching one and then building an entirely new one, almost in secret for a large part of it, to then see, like, what was it like reading reviews and reading message boards when people were like, oh fuck, they did it?
It was, yeah, I mean, we were just as surprised. I mean, not as surprised because again, it was definitely different. You know, in those months before releasing the original, I mean, I knew that the game wasn't in good shape, and so it's kind of, you're lying to yourself, trying to say, no, this is gonna be good, they're gonna like this part, they're gonna like this part, it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay. But with A Realm Reborn, playing it's like, this is a really good game. I mean, I'm playing and like, enjoying it.
He's like, so our old model was funnel that fucking copium straight down aisle 1, please. And this time, people were actually enjoying it. And we didn't have to say copium. Crazy. First it was, oh yeah, we can play this. We can get through it, guys. But then it was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I'll actually, okay, this is a game now. This is a game. Holy shit, I actually like it. Shadowlands.
You know, but there's still that little bit in the
Retail
back of your
can
mind
be
that,
saved.
and it's what we were told, is that once the game has been reviewed, even if you try to rebuild it, everyone's going to remember the old. They're not going to look at the new. And Metacritic never forgets. When 14 came out, the original, and it was maybe people were like, okay, I think, you know, I'm a hardcore offline Final Fantasy guy, but I'll try out this new one. But
Blizzard
then,
bought all the
okay, it's
copium
terrible.
stocks.
See, I knew it. It's terrible. They're not going to want to come back for a second time. It's like, no, I already played that. It was terrible. And so there is just this feeling that even if it's a
Every
really
WoW
good game,
expansion.
no one's going to play it. They're just going to like brush it off because it's the bad Final Fantasy Online that I tried, you know, in beta and it sucked, so I'm not going to play it anymore. And so yeah, we were afraid of that. But then, wow, it was just. I mean, servers breaking.
How happy he is.
Not breaking, but like servers getting so packed with people in those first few days, and then seeing the reviews come in and
let's go.
You know, they saved, and then they start saying things like, you know, you saved the franchise,
Part of the Great Wall,
you saved the series, and I don't know, remembering what it was like, you know, at their launch of 1.0, and then just being able to, because who gets to re-experience a bad launch? It's something you don't get in the game industry. And
especially in MMOs.
And we did, and it was a great experience to be able to say, it was just that vindication of like all of that extra work that we had put in.
Welcome.
It was what Yoshi-san had
kind.
promised us. If we worked hard and we did this right.
Chat, all be kind to Clan. Everyone say Alu right now to Clan. Hoodie Sticks, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. We all say Alu. No staring. You only stare at me, okay? You're only staring at me. Yeah, you have to at me if you're going to put stare, okay? I am now future bold. What the fuck? Dude, you guys are going way too ham on me. It's the goddamn ring light, man.
That in a year and a half's time, we can do this. And a lot of people didn't believe him, and a normal person probably wouldn't believe him. But I mean, maybe that's why we were able to do it, because all of the abnormals remained and made something that was, literally impossible happen.
やっぱりサーバーがあまりにも混雑して遊べない。せっかくパッケージをお金を出して買ってきたのにゲームが遊べないとは何事だ、オンラインゲームだから当然サーバーにつながらないと遊べないので、なんか評価とか以前の問題で買ってもらったのに遊べない状況を作ってること自体が
Is that the server login issues?
ショック、あんなに来るとはもちろん思ってなかったっていうのも要因ですけど、だから評価云々の前にまずちゃんとゲームに接続して遊べるようにしなきゃっていうことばっかりが当時の1ヶ月半ぐらい出荷を停止したりとか販売を停止したりとか、それしか全然覚えてないですね。
With most other genres, this would be the part of the story where we fade to black and roll credits, but such luxuries don't exist in the world of massively multiplayer online games. In fact, after the release of A Realm Reborn, or 2.0 as they call it internally, the team applied the same content-rich patching schedule they had undertaken with 1.0, releasing a significant 2.x patch to the game every 3 to 4 months. Over the next 2 years, these patches progressed the story of ARR, added in epic raids and new modes such as 72-player PvP battles. But just like before, while the team was working on these 2.x patches, they were concurrently building an updated version of the game, the first expansion pack, Heavensward.
It's the dragon!
4年の10月9月10月ぐらいかな。開発チーム
A lot of people really like Heavensward, don't they?
吉田さん申請したら楽になるって言ってませんでしたっけってバカ MMO これだけ巨大な規模の MMO は最初のエクスパンションパック出すところまでがスタートダッシュなんだよって言ってごめんねって
Well, I mean, what was in our minds was, not having another letdown. Don't take for granted that the rebuild was a success. We can't just expect our users to say, "Oh, they're going to release expansion, so we can do whatever we want." And it doesn't matter. They'll buy it. Ha ha ha.
I'll be in it.
There was
February,
none
mate.
of that sense.
February,
One
maybe.
good thing that came out of the failed launch is that it's instilled into, the developers, all of the developers' minds that we have to always strive to be better. We can't, let our guard down. It's in everyone's mind, and it's always lurking back there. And we don't want to repeat that. And because of that, everyone is always on the top of their game.
Is that still there even now? Because it's been 3.5 years.
Well, I mean, yeah, the old guard, yes, we all have that. We all have that. But it's not all the old guard anymore. People have moved off onto other projects. Some people have left the company to go freelance, explore new opportunities. A lot of new people have come in. And so...
better than Blizzard.
A lot of people, don't remember, what happened in 1.0.
Because they you summer children.
That's right. Exactly. And, us old-timers can tell them, well, back in my day, we did it. And they'll be like, yeah, okay, whatever.
We believe you, Koji.
And, sometimes it does feel like that. There's always the chance that you can just get too full of yourself and not do 100%, not learn from your mistakes, and that the community was like, no, we're done. And we were lucky to be given a second chance. We were really lucky to have that second chance actually succeed.
Work out.
I don't
Otherwise
know.
it could have fucked them and the franchise as well.
I don't want to, press my luck any further. It's not a fun situation to be in. The things that I've learned over these past 7-8 years working on 11, the original and the new and the expansions, is something that I'm going to carry with me to all future projects, as it will with, all of the other devs that have done that. A piece of that Final Fantasy XIV 1.0, a piece of that, ARR and the expansions will be with all of them, and you know, hopefully they'll be able to use that in all their future projects.
Heavensward was another win for the team, critically praised and loved by the community.
Keep that momentum
it helped push
going.
cumulative subscriptions for the game beyond 5 million. In fact, the amount of players in Eorzea has kept rising.
当然上がり下がりはあります。上がり下がりをしながら少しずつ右へ上がっていくっていうのが、まああんまり他の MMO ではない曲線なのかもしれないですけど、とにかくゲームデザインでずっとこのファイナルファンタジー14というゲームをプレイし続けていなければついていけなくなるとか、その一度やめてしまったら戻れないっていうふうに絶対にならないようにっていうのが14のゲームデザインの根幹にある。
Good man.
なぜなら今本当にみんな忙しい。一つのゲームだけになんだろう、毎日なんだログインし続けられるわけじゃない。それはもともと MMO が大好きな僕ですらそうなので、そう考えた時に遊びたい時に遊んで、メジャーアップデートが来たら一気に遊んで、少しこのゲームを遊んだり、
Play like you want. I do.
家族サービスをしたり、でまたメジャーが来たらそれでいいと思ってるし、
What's up, Mr. Dust?
これからの MMO はそうじゃないと多分やっていけない。
You don't pay my sub.
でやっぱり大きくゲーム1本分の新しい体験が来た時、全員集合して最新のファイナルファンタジーをプレイしてもらいたい。だからそれが基本ベースにあるので、やっぱりそのパッチの間で上がり下がりはする。ただ評判を聞いてずっと増え続けていくっていうのが理想だと思ってるし、
constant player base is pretty good in this game, to be honest.
やれてきてるので。
Because right
も
now,
っともっと遊んでほしい、たくさんの人に。
right now we're at like what would essentially be the biggest. Oh wait, no, there's a patch coming out soon, right? 0.5, is it? Are we in a rut right now for like, you know, sorry, a trough for like content in a couple of weeks? So then the population's gonna go up, right? So right now we're at like what I would like consider in WoW at least would be like a really low point, right? And I still think the world's like popping off. There's so many people. I run past so many people. There's so many people playing. There's so many people watching streams. There's so many people watching YouTube videos. Like the interest in the game is still what I would consider like pretty high. And this is for a rut, so I can't imagine what it's like in a peak. Oh, sorry, we're in a trough, so I can't imagine what it's like in a peak, right? It's about 10 months of no content. Right. So that's when it tails off like the most, yeah. And then the expansion will come and it will be like booming. Peak is login issues. Peak is forced log out, right? So I won't be able. So we'll be reacting a lot when the new expansion comes out because we won't be able to play. We'll be sat in a queue, a login queue. I'm with you guys. That's fine because then you guys can just be saying when's racked and well, it'll be when I DC, I guess. I will be in when what did we came up with all the Heaven Store. I'll be in Heaven Store. I'll probably have completed Heaven Store. Realm restored.
と思ってるので、チャレンジを
we're just practicing here, Bumble. You got it.
The latest expansion pack, Stormblood, comes hot on the heels of 2 years worth of 3.x patches, which have added fresh storylines and features to Heavensward. With it comes increased level caps, new dungeons, jobs, raids, zones, and some changes to the battle system. Stormblood will also mark the end of the game's lifetime on the PlayStation 3, but of course in the intervening years, the team has since launched the game on the PlayStation 4. Final Fantasy XIV had been a financial disaster for Square Enix. Subscriptions were turned off for most of the 1.x era, and the company poured significant funds and trust into the team tasked with its rebirth. The importance of this franchise to the company is mirrored by its importance to its players and of course the development team. This is a group of people who have dedicated...
Yo, hammer beads! Dude, I used to love those. When I was a kid. Oh, I fucking bought so many of these. I would do them like every weekend. Oh, I made so much cool shit. Yeah, they were so good. Oh man, I probably have some somewhere. How do they work? So you'd get these like little plastic, like kind of like a pegboard. It was like a board with little spikes on it, right? It had like, and it was in a shape. So you get like a star shape or like a circle, and then you'd have all these different colored beads. You'd get all these packs of like all these different colors, right? That like that's a zoomed in version, right? They're like these little cylinders of all different colors, and you'd place them on the pegs, Can I see here? And like you'd basically make designs. So you got these. So you see this board thing here? It's got like loads of little spikes on it, and you'd put like all the different cylinders in the exact design you want, right? And then you put this like, I guess it was like tracing paper. It was like heat-proof paper. It wasn't even like heat-proof paper. You'd put like you'd make your design however you wanted, and then you'd put like some paper over it, and then you'd iron it with like literally just like a steam iron, like you'd iron your shirts, right? And then you just iron it for a couple minutes, and then it would just make these it would just make like the design of whatever you did. It would like be solidified. It would like melt. It basically just melted the plastic, and it all melted together into the shape. And you could make some really cool stuff. Like look, you make Pokemon, so you could really just lay it out however you want. So this is like before the ironing, and then you place the paper on and iron it with a thing. With a literal iron, and then you'd have your design like where's the afters? I guess that's after. Oh yeah, so that's on the overside. So the overside would look like this, and the underside would look kind of like this, like a little bit squished version. They were the nuts, mate. Yeah, it's like IRL pixel art. Yeah, exactly. It was cool.
Years into ensuring that this game came back from the dead. Yoshida-san says he only needs about 4 hours sleep a night. I asked him about his social life. He says he doesn't really remember anything except work. He speaks fondly of those players that stuck with...
that is not healthy, but he did it for the greater good of us all, guys. Wen's Arts and Crafts. Yeah, like I mean, you saw my Bob Russ segment, right? Yeah, let the man sleep. Squeenix, let the man sleep, dude. Let him have more than 4 hours.
With the team, those warriors of light that were saved at the end of 1.0. His respect for fans of this game and all Final Fantasy fans is clear to see. The realm of Eorzea is totally different now. A bustling, vibrant place full of stories, quests, and adventures. A world expanded upon even more with the release of Stormblood. But the old world, the story of 1.0, the fall of Dalamud, and the people who survived the cataclysm will always live on. Those who were there, be them player or developer, will forever be bound together by that experience.
True. We got some of you guys in chat right now.
Instead of a lot of games will create, these myths for their games, we have a myth that actually happened, but because it happened so long ago and only a few people saw it,
yeah, that is really cool.
They look at back and it's like, did it really happen? What is this battle with the White Raven and Riven Road? And it was just this grand battle,
the White Raven and Riven Road.
Dimensional rifts, and it sounds like an actual myth, but
it's cool because like when you're doing the story in ARR, they constantly reference the Calamity and stuff, right? And in like any other MMO, they could do that. They could just reference like, oh yeah, 20 years ago, 5 years ago, the Calamity happened and this and that happened, and you just have to kind of take it at face value and be like, yeah, okay, cool. Maybe you're gonna like show me some flashbacks of it or something. Whereas like that was like real people playing during the Calamity kind of thing. It is like a cool little extra like level, like an extra dynamic in the game. It's really sick. I don't think many games can really have that.
It's not just a story we made up.
I guess expansions kind of
actually happened. And as the game progresses and new players come on, it's further and further back in history that this really cool thing happened. And so, I mean, that visual works cutscene. I mean, I remember watching them just like, goosebumps all over. And
oh yeah.
I'm watching with all of these other, like the directors and producers and the director of the visual works, and we're all sitting there and they're all watching, and I'm just watching, and like I got like tear in my eyes, like, oh, yeah, it's dust. And I mean, it was that powerful because it kind of encompassed not only what the character went through, it was an image of what we as developers.
What the fuck is it shooting out though?
We're all
maybe I'll find out.
It's going to be an adventure. We're like that first cutscene where with the party that goes out and they have their guild leave and they go out and they fight the Morble, and that's us at the beginning. And then the release hits you and you're down.
Mandeville, what's up, dude?
I mean, then you have that cutscene where it's just like everyone's working together to make something new. And then it failed, but no, it didn't fail, and you're just, and all of the memories of the past years,
they blew up the runes,
bad kind of all come together, and just so overwhelming, and that's pretty much the reaction then when we finally released it to the public that we got. I mean, so many people. I just remember the forums, checking out the forums that day. I mean, people were just like, I've been in tears all day. I've watched it 10 times. And
why are you guys talking about Come Now? What the fuck?
Everyone felt the same way. It wasn't just, you know, the development team. It's that you have this hardcore group of very loyal fans that, you know, they believed in the game. We believed in the game. We stuck together. We were able to build, you know, this new thing that's not just for us, but it's opening up the doors for a whole new audience. But, you know, remember, we were there first. We're the ones that, you know, that stood by it, and we're the ones that did this. And you know, they have the pride in that. Those players, those warriors of light that were, you know, the before.
I never saw
guys,
that when I watched the original trailer. Now
in interviews, we'll always talk about, you know, those people that supported us, and we couldn't have done it. I mean, it sounds so cliche. Oh, we couldn't have done it without your support. Literally, we could not have done it. Literally, we could not have done it.
Literally, I cannot stream without your support, guys. Thank you.
We're not going to do it. We wouldn't have put as much effort in. It would have just been, okay, yeah, whatever. Let's just free to play, you know.
Back when, you know, 1.0 came out, and could you have imagined that 3-4 years later you'd be in a fan event with thousands of people in Germany?
No, I don't really.
Oh, look at him!
That.
What a boss!
I mean, one day, I mean, yeah, we were, I mean, always saying one day we want to run a big fun event. We were, I mean, actually dreaming to have a huge fun festival in the future at the time. But actually, yeah, we made it. So yeah, that was really great.
Some dreams come true.
Yes, yes.
まあただ自分スクエア長いんですけれども、あんまり変な言い方ですけど、こう会社に対して帰属意識というか、なんかそこはあまりなくてですね、やっぱりゲーム作るって誰と一緒に作るかがすごく大切で、そこが一番重要だなと思っているんで、今回のプロジェクトは本当に組んでみたいというスタッフと組んで、すごく大きなことがやれて、すごい楽しかったし楽しいですねって感じではい。
Ah, that's a nice little closing.
まあ強調したいことがあるとすれば、その初日に 1.0 の話をしてましたけど、誰か一人そのもしくはデベロップメントチームがということではなくて、やっぱり今でも会社自体の大きな過ちが、その全ての悪い部分がファイナルファンタジー14で出てしまったっていう、まあそれはリリースって意味のデータではなくて、それが全て爆発したのがファイナルファンタジー14のオリジナルバージョンだったんじゃないかって本当に強く思ってるので。
They just had to get all the bad out.
でも今まあ14のリバンプを会社全体としてやって15がリリースできて、スクエニは少しずつ変わってきたと思ってるし、もっと変わらなきゃいけないと思ってる。もしかすると少し安心してる人たちも今いるのかもしれないけど、まだまだ変わらなきゃいけないと思ってるので、なんかそのあたりがうまく伝わってるといいなと思います。
6 years later, and I think they have.
なんだろう、スクエアエニックスっていう会社が作るゲームに期待してもらってる人が世界中にたくさんいると思うんですけど、僕もそうだったから、でもまだまだスクエアエニックスってこのレベルじゃないじゃん、もっと上いけるじゃんって思ってくれてるはずなので、そのためにはもっと変わらなきゃいけないし、チャレンジもしなきゃいけないと思ってるので、そういった要素も今回のそのお話でうまく伝わってくれると嬉しいかなとは思います。僕らはそういうつもりでやってますっていうメッセージが少しでもね出ていけばいいなとは。プレイヤーの皆さんと会社が望めばそうなってると思いますし、プレイヤーの皆さんや会社が他のゲームを作れって望んでくれれば他のゲーム作ってるかもしれないですし、両方一緒に同時にやってるかもしれないし、僕は少なくともスクエアエニックスって今会社の
You belong to our hearts, Yoshi.
自分の会社なわけではないので、やっぱプレイヤーの皆さん、ファンの皆さんがスクエアエニックス
he captured our hearts, and also I think that he kind of proved that he did come across well in these interviews, because I think he's talking about these interviews and just interviews in general, but he's like, oh, I really hope that we can like show our good intentions and come across well in the interviews. I think judging by how much everybody loves this guy, and a lot of the devs actually, I think that really worked out, and I think it is exactly what he said.
何を期待するのかっていうのを会社がどう考えるかだと僕は思ってるんで、まあもちろん自分で作ってみたいゲームがないわけじゃもちろんないですけど、まあ好きなものを作りたいならね、会社辞めて自分で会社作って作ればって思っちゃうんで。
We want you to stay.
まあ望まれる限りは頑張ろうと思いますけど、ただそろそろね、プロデューサーとディレクターのどっちかは誰かやってくんねえかなって思いますけどね。
Yeah, he's got 2 jobs, I forgot. he's like, I can't leave the company. I'm doing 2 jobs, and I don't think there's anyone who could do them as well as me.
The death and rebirth of Final Fantasy XIV Online is a cautionary tale in corporate hubris. It's a story about the power of humility, respect, and unity. A fun story for those of us who knew nothing about it. Cherished times for those who were fortunate enough to be there when it all happened. And a wonderful reminder of something we come across so often in life, the idea that reality can often be even more amazing than the fantasy.
Oh yeah. Good docs. Good docs. Yeah, they won't let him leave. He's stuck there. Blessing and a curse. Would drop frames to barrel again. I hope he does the next. I mean, I think he's gonna, judging by like how much he's liked and how much he cares about the game and well the franchise. I think I don't think he'll be wanting to leave at least anytime soon. So he probably would do like 17, you know. Wait, is 17? Did they do an MMO like every 3? Because it was like 11, 14. Is 17 an MMO? Surely not. I feel like they don't need to make another MMO right now. Because they got 14 and it's working and it's fine and it's good, right? So there's no reason to. Until like 14 completely dies, then maybe, right? But then they can literally do the whole WoW 2 meme. Yeah, I imagine 17 will be like an open world single player, right? It will never die as long as we keep telling Yoshi-P how much we enjoying it and keep playing it. Then hey, there's no reason to like succeed it, right? Good job, NoClip. Good job. Good docs. Good docs. 10 more years of FF. There you go. Yeah, it won't be going anywhere anytime soon then. Is there a 1.0 trailer that we can watch?